Welcome back to Goldenridge. Today we're building an historic Old Town district across the river, expanding our transit network, and wrapping it all up by upgrading the highway connection to Colorado. So, let's get to work. All right, so we have finished the kind of inner city core area, as I'm calling it, this whole region down here. Ignore all the trash. We'll take care of that soon. But yeah, I think we've really finished out what I'm just kind of calling the city core. Like if you crop it about there, you got yourself a city. So now it's time to expand out a little farther. But I just want to say thanks everybody for coming along with me this far. We're 31 episodes in. We've got a couple of different regions and still a whole kind of bay and southern area to go. This area is obviously quite a bit smaller, probably about the size of what we have now, but we will be filling all of that out with kind of a Southern California thing. So yeah, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please go ahead and do so. That would be much appreciated. But today I want to do a few things. I want to finally connect this off-ramp and this kind of highway stuff. There's a few more ramps I want to build that I was waiting until we kind of knew what our road system would look like over here to do. So I want to do that. I did lay down a little bit of road over here and just filled in this block, which I think you probably saw in the intro, just to kind of make this a nice smooth line right around there. It's kind of where, as far as we've built out. I added this little off-ramp area that's kind of working nicely, and then this will be something that kind of goes off into the street somewhere. So yeah, I think first things first, let's take a look at this. So I was kind of planning this from the beginning when I built this ramp, or this whole interchange really, was to kind of have an off-ramp coming down the middle here. So let's grab our slope tool and turn this stuff up a bit. I'm going to click right here, and then I'm going to bring it down about starting there. So what I want to do, some of these are going to make more sense, or should I say be easier than others. There's really only a couple, but I wanted to bring a, let's see, we'll probably need, these are both going to be off ramps, so I wanted to bring one from here so that when you're coming this way you can get off and get on there, and then another one from there. So we don't need a two-way, we're just going to need a two-lane highway coming in about here, at least there for now. One will connect really easily just from this lane. Let's see exactly where we want to do this from. Probably about there. And then we can kind of get that lined up. So obviously we're going to need to change that. We'll fix that here in a second. That quite didn't work. Let's try going the other way, actually, because I think that'll make a little more sense. Yeah, and then we can just flip that around. Oh, and this whole thing should be going that way as well. And then for this one, I wanted to basically come off of here, but I'm not sure. Oh, we can get over that, I think, actually. So let's bring this like this, and we'll have this one start to come up a little here. Like that. Cross over and then back down, and that did not quite work, but that's what I'm trying to do. So let's see if we can't massage that a little. So we've got plenty of clearance. The issue is going to be connecting it up here. So I think we'll turn this into, no, not that, not a giant bridge. We'll turn this into this 2-lane. And then let's try that again. So if we bring this kind of out like that, we should be able to then connect this up to there. And we'll make this a bridge section only for that. So yeah, we got plenty of clearance. I looked at this the other day and it felt a little tight, but clearly it is not. So we're gonna need to bring this down a little bit just to negate some of that split. And I think we should still have plenty of clearance. Yeah, because this is the same height now as this, which is fine. And it's actually lower here. So we'll make this a key walled section here. And probably for this as well. And then let's just do a little bit of lane shifting to see if we can't make this a little smoother. All right, I think that'll do that. I'll probably come in here a little later and just fine-tune some of how this weirdness is looking. Just want it. There we go. That's even better there. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do there. Let's just also change this to be a bridge section without keys. There we go. And we can just nudge this a little bit to get that node off the road. And yeah, that was really what I had in mind for that area. Here we go. Yep. So yeah, now we've got this nice little off ramp here. So that was one way that people coming this way could get off, and people coming this way can get off. And now I also wanted to add an off ramp coming off of this. So kind of coming down this area. Let's see how we want this to probably just meet up about like that. That's going to be a pretty crazy slope though. So let's bring this up a bit still. And maybe even finish this off actually into this intersection. Yeah, so let's just redraw that again. I've said it once, said it 1,000 times. Just figure it out and then just kind of redraw it. So we'll get a little bit up here. And I bet that's going to look a lot smoother. Sure does. And I think I'm going to just add a little bit of the dirt here. So that that looks like it's kind of a little more built into this kind of hillside. A bit like that. And we'll upgrade this to have some key walls so that it just looks a little bit better. So there and here, it gets rid of some of that weirdness there. And then we should be able to just stretch this out, I think, and make that a little smoother like that. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking. Perfect. And get rid of those trees. I'll get in here and redetail some of this. Just, you know, we've got some of these textures now that are going over the road. All right, now let's figure out where we want this off-ramp to go that's kind of just been sitting there like this for, I guess, a couple of months now. So we've kind of got two main thoroughfares. We got this one and this one. So I wonder if we don't... if there's not a way to kind of have this give you an option to... I mean, I feel like this coming down to here makes sense. Maybe we just stick with that. I just don't. I wanted like to come around in a way to make this so that you could choose to either go to this one or this one, but I don't. Coming off of here is a little weird. You could come off like this and go over, but then you got to cross. So I think we'll just kind of stick with the one. And I'm just even going to start all the way over, I guess. So we can get a bit of a smoother... Yep, that'll work. And then for this on-ramp, I guess we can kind of just do the same thing by just kind of taking this here, and we'll just create a bit of a curve here, and then we'll flip this around so it becomes an on-ramp. All right, so now you've got getting on this way, getting off here, coming across that way. If you're coming this way, you can get off here. If you're coming this way, you can get off here. If you're coming this way, you can get off here. So yeah, that, off the top of my head, just looking at it, I'm not 100% sure we've covered every direction, being able to go every direction, but that's okay if they don't, and I think we're covering most of our bases here. All right, so now that we have this kind of overpass all settled, I wanted to think about what kind of area this is going to be here. I think this is obviously still going to kind of be this little municipal district is going to extend here, and we can get kind of the same we got going on here, a mix of commercial and some mid-level residential with little pockets of industrial maybe. This I actually think I want to do kind of a mid-level kind of second city, if that makes any sense. So kind of some mid-level office high-rises and kind of a main thoroughfare street, but then stretching pretty quickly, starting right about here and kind of going all down to here into more single-family homes. So I'm thinking of this as kind of the... You know, if you think of this as the downtown to the real city, I would think of this as like a miniature downtown to kind of the suburban area. So people would be working here and living out here without having to go all the way into the main city. So nothing crazy. You're not going to get any high-rise skyscraper stuff, nothing like that at all. But I do just want to get some of the lower stuff. I mean, let's see. That might be about... That might even be a little too tall, but let's try it. Let's experiment a little bit and see what feels right. I do want to make this. We do have some office demand, so I do want to get some office stuff going without it feeling kind of too crazy. But I also want it to feel God, that fits. Could that fit any better into that space? I was gonna say I want this building almost feels a little too new, but that fits way too good to not put that there. But overall, I want this to maybe feel a little older, like this was the original kind of downtown way back in the day, and then because this, you know, for whatever reason, this ended up kind of turning into the main city. So for that reason, actually, I'm going to get rid of this because that's a very modern building. So I've clicked on the northeastern office pack here to try to see if we can make this feel, you know, a little more like a downtown from the past. So I think a few of these buildings are already working and are feeling a little kind of like the right height. So let's kind of see what we have in here. Let's put that over there. And yeah, obviously something like that is going to be way too big. That looks about right. So yeah, I can get something in there. And I think these are all going to, these are all going to be too big. So we're also on our biggest footprint here. So let's just go all the way back to everything so we can get a better idea of what we have. So this kind of stuff I think is going to work really well. And then I'm also going to throw in some cross streets. Let's get way up. I'm not sure how that got sunk down so low. So this one, we can definitely get one in here. Make sure we got, just make these straight. And that's a highway. There we go. And is that going to be, that's kind of a crazy intersection. Maybe we just take this in kind of part way like that. And then let's take a look at some commercial. So we can really get some of this older looking stuff in here. Looks like this one actually should be going the other side, I think, to let this green rim should be more on the outside here. So we'll just get that in, and then just see a few more things here. Just close that up, might as well just kind of finish this block up with like a couple of these like each other type buildings. And then let's check out some mixed. I think there's some good sized mixed stuff here. That in on that corner. Work. Yeah, so this is already kind of looking a lot like what I was hoping for. I wanted to just get this to just be a bit of a mini downtown. I'm just gonna move this guy. Some of these kind of semi-modern, mixed residential stuff. Get some of those kind of out here. Not, I guess these are the different level 4, level 3, level 5. What's the difference? They're just taller. I guess they mix it up a little bit, but I feel like there should be a bit more variation. The level 2 and 3 are basically the same. I think there really should be a bit more variation between the level 1 and 5 other than just height. Like, I get it, but I think we can do a little more than that just to have a bit of a better variation overall. So now let's go ahead and let's just try some of the vanilla stuff, because some of these vanilla North American stuff really do work for some of this more of an old kind of more North American looking stuff. So offices, get something like that'll work pretty good there, I think. And we can squeeze that in on the corner. Get a small one in here right about there probably. And then let's take a look at mixed from the North American stuff. These are almost a little big. So I actually think I'm going to keep this a bit open for kind of a plaza area, as I was kind of just thought of that as I was kind of coming along with all this. So I want to keep any buildings off of there. So yeah, that's more or less, you can kind of get the idea. We just have this little kind of central old downtown. I'm gonna go through here and fill a bit more of this out, and then we'll come back in and keep going. All right, so that filled in pretty nice. I think this is feeling about how I wanted. Certainly feels like, you know, a real downtown, but obviously nothing compared to our real downtown. I think it has a nice feel of, you know, this was the original downtown, and plenty of old buildings. A few things have been upgraded, but overall, it definitely is feeling somewhere in that in between zone. We got a lot of activity going on. We got a lot of people coming in, and so yeah, let's see. We got some real, you know, a number of people have commented on the lack of traffic, and you're not wrong. I mean, obviously, you know, it's 10 a.m. and there's 2 or 3 cars on the road here. I'm not sure quite why there doesn't seem to be a ton of traffic. However, there is. This road going between our coastal area, our California area, and our Colorado area is constantly backed up, going one way or the other, and sometimes both ways. But when it gets to here, it tends to spread out. I don't know if we just have such a robust highway system that it spreads out enough to kind of not be jammed up. But because this system is fairly, you know, low key, this does get pretty jammed up because it really was not meant for, you know, that much. Then we got a lot of this going on of people. I guess we don't driving straight. I thought people were cutting across there, but they're not. I think everyone is just getting off there because it's a good way. But you know, we've got massive traffic backed up in here. So clearly, and here. So what's interesting is that everybody's coming off of this highway and getting onto this street and then coming down here to connect to this highway, which means we may need to connect a highway, you know, get a highway in here to direct this traffic through here. We actually have room for it too. If we created a system here that went underneath all of this and went on one side, maybe this outside of the train track, or whether we do get into our, it would be tough. So I'm not sure if it actually works without majorly disrupting how well this all works, because really there is no way to get from this highway to this highway without going through the middle of Moffett. So it's tough. But also, like, traffic is fairly realistic, and I've sat in traffic that looks just like this for hours, and it sucks, but it is realistic. So I'm not really super concerned about, you know, fixing every little traffic problem and trying to act like, you know, there's just not going to be traffic anywhere. I'm totally fine with there being traffic. So we've got this. There's obviously plenty of details to fill in. A few things I wanted to drop in here. For one, there's going to be this giant high school. I wanted to put right there. And let's check out some add-ons here. So we'll add, let's see. Oh, we got outdoor courts or indoor courts. Yeah, we'll add a gym. We will add a library. We will add, that's an additional building and another building to add capacity. So we'll wait on capacity for now and see. Yeah, but overall, I wanted to add a big high school in there. I also wanted to add something I was thinking about for a while here, was putting in, where is the, yeah, putting in the soccer field was something I wanted to do, and kind of fitting it here by the high school could make sense. So let's see. Can't just put it right across. Get a street going. Kind of like up here. And we can get that in. Get that in there. And let's also take a look at... That's a big high school, but as always, it's the elementary schools. This is going to be hard to look at because it is always rough. Schools, elementary schools. So we're at half the capacity that we need to be at. And the elementary schools are just so tough because they just don't have a ton of capacity. So maybe we can sneak one in here. This is a awfully large, awkward building. But it might... Maybe we actually put that in here and move this guy somewhere else. Or maybe we just get rid of that one. Already, we need an ambulance here at the school. So more students, that becomes a giant... That's an elementary school. The scale of this is out of control. We'll see. That just is ridiculously... Look how big. That's the biggest building in downtown. I just don't think we can... It takes 2,000 students, which is great, but that building is a little insane. So let's see what else we can do. High school, elementary. We'll just do a bit of a school complex out here, which is certainly a thing. So we can just get a road going in there. And get an elementary school in here. And let's see what we can do. 500 capacity. Another 1,000. So that's this now. See, this is what I'm talking about. This has now got more capacity than that giant building we just deleted. And even more, we can add this too. So this has significant capacity compared to this other one that we just deleted because it looked silly. So now we're at 4,000, and that's going to chop. That's going to really cut in. That did some major work elementary school wise. We might need to drop a couple of these. So that is looking good. And is there anything else here? Any of the library? Another kind of, I think it's really a very urban library. This actually might be nice in our kind of municipal area. That is just gigantic. It's a I mean, that's a downtown library. That needs to fit in there, and we did not get in there. So maybe we can save that for Southern California, even though it doesn't really feel like the most Southern California looking building. It's just it's very large. Geological research, we already built that, but let's maybe we throw in another one here. Geological. Interesting. Oh. There it is. That'll fit, I think, nicely in here. Yeah, that looks like a scholarly building next to our soccer field and our high school and elementary school. So we got a big hospital here. We have fire, I think, here, and then police there. So yeah, this is feeling great. Still have a lot of industrial and office demand, so we're still growing rather nicely. What's this? Just a little... What is this? That is some janky business. All right, so I'm going to jump in here and just detail some of this stuff out, fill in some of these gaps, and then we'll see if we have time to get into any of this area. All right, so that's a pretty good start on getting this area detailed. I filled in most of the greens area. We've still got, I mean, we've got some parks in here, but we've still got some edge here and this stuff over here. But I think this area, what I have called Daily City, is looking pretty good. I think it's definitely getting the, you know, this is an older kind of, we'll call it Old Town, or you know, something like that. Like, that's definitely the kind of area we've got going on here, and pretty happy with it for now. So I think we are going to save kind of moving in this direction for next time. But what I do want to do quickly here is just get some basic public service going through here, and mostly buses. So we're going to go ahead and find the, let's see, the North American bus stop here, and we're certainly going to put a stop here in front, because look at, these are all the people walking from the train to town, and that is obviously quite a big deal. So we'll put a bus stop in here and there, and you know, this will keep going. So, but for now, we'll have the bus come, let's see, we'll have the bus come in this way, make a turn, and probably stop here in front of this building, which I'm really just loving this plaza. This feels like a very important building that really needs to stop having billboards on it. And then, so we'll have bus coming through there. I think we're going to go kind of two basic lines here. These are going to be pretty limited for now, because, you know, this line I think is going to end up coming out over into here. But I, at least for now, let's see, I think we're just going to go to about here. I think we'll call that the line. Maybe we can put another stop here. And then, so let's get that in. And we'll have it come here and here. And let's see if we can kind of make this now. Can we drag it? Yeah, I guess that'll be okay for now. That's fine for now. And then have it come back this way, and at the very least, that gets people being able to take the bus from the train into the city and then over here. And then another one that I want to do is going to be, so bus stop, I'm going to want to get one that's kind of crossing with this line. So I almost wonder if we just, so we'll definitely have one, let's say here and here, and then again here and here, and just little guy there. Have the bus come across to there, to here, and just to there. So these are semi-temporary. I think we can safely call that these. I really just wanted to get something so that A, we do get a little bit of functionality. We just see some buses going, and also, as you can see from everybody walking from the train, clearly there was a need, at least from the train. And then this will at least let people get, you know, from here to here and from here to over here on a bus, so that we will at least have some of that going. I wonder if where's our bus depot? I don't want any of these to be luxury buses. But are we gonna have? Do we have enough buses for this line to actually run? Really, is my question. So again, not luxury bus. We're gonna make this guy kind of an orange, and this line is gonna be we'll do the Daily City. We'll call this the I don't know, the 45 Daily City. And then 4 buses is probably a lot for how short this is, so we'll just go down to 2 for now. And then for this line, again, regular bus, we'll go down to 2. We'll also do kind of an orange, and this can be the we'll call this the 5. Let's see. We'll call this the 5. The 5 river, just because it kind of goes across the river there. So we'll have to see if we're actually getting buses. I think we should be. We're not getting the kind of like out of bus symbol, even though we do seem to be out of buses. So I'm sure another depot is going to be in line. We can. This is kind of. I did a little bit of this actually. I don't know that we talked about this. I filled this area in just with kind of some more detail here. Got this kind of industrial stuff going. Built out this little road maintenance depot with all kinds of little road maintenance trucks. I really like this kind of. This is the muscle car garage, but I had a little extra space on this block, so I kind of filled it out with just kind of a dirt parking lot, some extra crushed cars, all that kind of stuff. And then this little office park, which I kind of liked a lot, along the train route here. So this actually probably would be a good place to get in another bus depot. We are definitely going to need another one. So this probably is as good a place as any. And while we're at it, we are probably going to need another tram depot out here. Are we? Not a rail yard. I'm going to make space for a tram depot right now. I'm not positive we're going to be running trams out here. Let's think about this for a second. We're going to have buses. This is going to be pretty residential. I almost want like one tram line, but there's no way to get it all the way out here without you have to run tram lines the whole way. And again, back to what I was saying about there is certainly traffic, but it is only here. And it is all the way here. So getting in from the inner city or the inner state out here to the coast is a bit of a hassle. I did wonder if that was going to be a thing back when we built all of this, if Mulberry Crossing was just going to be this nightmare. So we might have to. Let's actually just do that now while we're talking about it. Let's just go ahead and update this to 3 lanes. Starting, let's say here. And we're already 3 lanes over here, so this will actually line up. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, going out to here as well. And this actually might work out really well for us, because once we do have a neighborhood and some stuff going on here, these are going to be perfect on and off ramps. But that looks like it's already helping. Yeah, speed is already picking way up. So just a quick little kind of painless upgrade to these highways really has, yeah, I mean, that looks like much more realistic traffic. So I'm wondering what it's going to take to get that, you know, going on out here. I wonder, I'm going to leave this for now. This might need a couple of extra lanes kind of on these off ramps, but I want to see how the traffic changes once there's stuff kind of going on. But, you know, kind of we've got stuff built out over here, which we're getting there. I also do want to focus on kind of more rapid expansion coming up here in the next few episodes. Obviously, this is a very detailed series, and that's kind of my favorite part of the game. But I think it's been a little slow in terms of how much, you know, it's been, I don't know how many episodes, and we've really only kind of filled not even quite half of this. So I want to figure out how we can kind of balance detail with expansion, and if nothing else, just kind of get everything expanded and then come back and worry about detailing a little later. So we're going to leave it there for now. But thank you everybody so much for watching, and if you you know, enjoyed everything and would appreciate a subscribe, that'd be awesome. I'll be back real soon with another episode, and we will kind of connect these two. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Bye.